For today's video, Lian Li sent over their new Unifans, and their main gimmick really gets my juices flowing. Basically, you can kind of like human centipede up to 4 of these fans together, and then with this little clip, you only have 2 cables, one RGB cable and one fan cable, powering the entire bank. I genuinely think more fan manufacturers need to do this, because not only does it cut down on cable mess a lot, but you only need to use 4 screws to attach the whole bank to your case. So with that, I'm gonna do a quick build sequence, and then I'll talk you through the build and the fans a little bit. As you can see from the B-roll, these fans look really good, even powered off. They've got this like soft touch plastic to them and they feel nice and premium. They've also got this like little metal disc in the middle of the fan hub, which also looks really nice. And again, I really like the little human centipede mechanic. It makes them much easier to work with. When it comes to the rest of the build, I actually had a bunch of issues with it. I'm not a huge fan of this Deepcool Matrix 70 case. I seem to have a history of not liking Deepcool cases very much, but it looks nice once it's finished, but the airflow is not great, and I think the build quality isn't amazing either. The glass top panel on the PSU shroud does look nice, but its implementation is quite weird because it's only screwed down with the top of the hard drive cage, and you can move it around into various positions, but only 2 of them actually line up with the glass panel, which should be fine, but they don't actually indicate on the bottom of the case which screw holes actually lead to correct alignment with the glass panel, so that's a bit annoying. And then the plastic bit of the shroud is very plasticky, but that's not what this video is about. And then I had a bunch of issues with my Asus X570 Crosshair Hero board, which I actually used in a video ages ago, and then it was very unstable. I had a bunch of stability issues, so I actually ended up leaving it in a box for a while, and now only one of the RAM slots works on it. So yeah, I really feel like Asus owes me a motherboard with this damn thing. So because of that, I'm not actually gonna have benchmarks in this video because, yeah, the motherboard's running on like 1 cylinder at this point. But getting back to the fans, on paper, these fans are really impressive. According to Lian Li, they have a max airflow of 58.54 CFMs, which compared to a Noctua NFA12, which has 60, is not too bad. But what's more impressive is the fact that the max pressure rating is 2.54, whatever that unit of measurement is, compared to an NFA12's 2.34, which is pretty cool. This isn't a dedicated performance review of them. I'm busy moving to a different apartment at the moment, so I don't really have time to do like a comparative test with like a bunch of other fans. They do get pretty loud when they're running up to 1900 RPM, but all fans are loud at 1900 RPM, and when you turn them down, they're very quiet. And then when it comes to their RGB, the lighting looks really nice. It's not too garish for RGB, and they have a very good white. That's something that RGB really struggles with. There's usually a lot of blue in the white light of RGB, whereas this is the best I've seen to date. When it comes to the RGB software, it's pretty decent. You can control 4 banks of 4 fans, so up to 16 fans off of one of the little fan controller hub that comes with the 3-pack. I had some issues with that fan controller thing, but I'll get into that a bit later. Other than that, it's a fairly standard RGB software implementation. It's got a whole bank of effects that you can select, and it also has a big switch in the top which you can flick, and then it moves all RGB responsibility over to your motherboard's RGB software. Now, back to the controller. I have some things to say about that fan controller because there are definitely some quality control issues with it. The first one I had an issue with the USB port. The port was way too deep in. Lian Li actually sent me a replacement one before I asked for it because it was like a known manufacturing default that they fixed with all of them. But even the replacement one that Lian Li sent still has some connection issues with all of the little plugs on it. I actually moved the system from this desk to another one and then back to this desk. And in doing so, I lost PWM control of all of my fans, so I had to go and wiggle stuff around in there for it to re-establish PWM control. Now, they are aware of the issues with it, so I don't think that this is gonna be an issue with all production runs, but bear in mind, that little controller has some quality control issues in my experience. So with that, let me know what you think of these fans. I really like the human centipeding feature. I think that all fan manufacturers need to do that, and I think they're a pretty good option if you're into the kind of front ring RGB effect on a PC. But yeah, let me know what you think in the comment section below. And that brings me to the end of another video. Thank you very much for watching, and until the next video, bye bye.